Hello, 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 and welcome. My name is Siobhan Brady, spiritual mentor, and I'm in to do a weekly reading with you all for this week. So you're all very welcome. I haven't been in some time, and what huge energy we're in at the moment with our beautiful, huge super full moon coming tonight. Still in retrograde, I believe, and we will be. And we have been, because I've been feeling it very much since late into last year, where we are facing our truths. And this is what it's all about. We all claim we want to be truthful, we want to know our truths, and we want to be in the truth. And so it's been shown to us and it's been given to us. And it's not easy. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, let's just say. And I'm sure I'm not the only one experiencing that. So I always say I'll come in whenever I can and do these recordings and post them up on my YouTube channel, but it's not always easy. And you know, we have personal lives as well as our professional lives. And as I sit here with you, I'm also having to sit with myself and do my own work. So it's very challenging for us all. So I'm not saying it's any more challenging for me than it is for you. But it is very challenging for us all. So we have to be mindful, and especially when I work in this field as well, I have to be very mindful of my energy, and I have been trying to do so. So apologies for not being on, but I do post regular posts on my Facebook pages. So I always keep in contact that way. I mightn't always be able to get in onto this forum here to do it. So apologies for that. So guys, and interesting that, you know, when I come on, I never know what's really going to be spoken about, because I always let spirit kind of work straight through me. So I was being pushed, and I felt I needed to come on, but I was resisting it as well, because I've kind of gone, oh, I'm a little bit tired. I have other stuff I need to do. And, you know, I have a client coming in later. And so I was still kind of going, oh, I'm not so sure. But then I came in here to the room to get it set up, and it's like, no, I have to do this. So here I am. I'm talking about truth so far, and I'm feeling it not so much down here, which is interesting, and I'm starting to realize why as I'm saying this, but it's up here. So the little thing that I felt there was almost like a little, almost like slightly mucusy, if that doesn't sound like too wrong a word. And it's just, there's such a huge clearing. So get ready now with this beautiful mood. See, I didn't even know any of this was going to come out. So get really ready now with this full moon coming in tonight. Not sure of the exact time that it will be in our hemisphere, but get ready, because tomorrow and, you know, and the ongoing months in this year are going to be very, very powerful. And they have been so far, but they've been challenging in the sense of, you know, our truth rising, our shadow rising, because that is our truth as well. So it all has to come. So the light, the shadow, whatever, it's all collective and it's all coming, and we're being stripped bare. And that's how I would have described myself in the last few months. I am being stripped bare. And it's not always a very nice place to be. It's a very lonely place to be. When you feel you have to really keep yourself here and people fall away, or you have to let people fall away, or you have to fall away. And none of that is easy, because it's very much about the heart as well. When you have great love for people or things in your life, and you realize that you have to in some ways remove yourself or distance yourself, or indeed sever it altogether, which can be very, very hard on you in that kind of, what's the word, when we hold on, and it's the physical side of ourselves really. But we have to start going more and more into the spiritual and into our soul, which is what I'm working with very much at the moment, with your soul voice empowerment. And we did a retreat last weekend here in Loughcrew, County Meath in Ireland, which is a fabulous sacred site of Ireland on the grounds up there. And the work was so simple in form or in thought, But when it was put into practice, it blew us all out of the water. It was so amazing. It was so enlightening and so freeing and so healing. And that's why I'm being pulled more and more into the whole speaking about the soul voice and going in there into the soul. And I'm really wanting to open up and explore that more with whatever is coming through for me in the way that I'm supposed to bring it to other people, or indeed learn from other people in the collective as we explore it. So amazing stuff. And you know, this is, we all have this yearning, I guess, or feeling that we want to be more, or there is something more, and we're not craving it maybe, but we're striving towards it in our own way. So, you know, and we're talking about being awake or awoken or whatever, and it's all very collective at the moment as well, because we are waking up in our masses now, and there's a lot of some of the higher you know, people in power, maybe I should put it, where there's a lot of fear mongering going on, and a lot of us are being pulled into that, which is the 3D, trying to keep us there in that place of like, well, you know, there's nothing else really. We just have to put up with what's going on, rather than rising up and going, hold on here a minute. There is so much more that we could be doing. There is so much more that we can see. There is so much more that could be happening. And we got to start working in that way. And that's a lot of where we're at the moment. So there's this huge kind of tug. And I've mentioned this late into last year, because they're just reminding me here that I have spoken about it before, with this 3D bullshit, as I call it. They prefer to call it nonsense. I prefer to call it bullshit. But it's like this 3D, and then we have the 5D and the ascension process, or whatever way you want to call it, our rising consciousness, our awareness, our awakening, whatever way you want to put it. And then there's this pull, fear, coronavirus, oh my God, coronavirus. And yes, I'm not saying that we don't need to put measures in place because there is a virus, but like the fear. Let's feed people with the fear. And that keeps us, that brings us down. So we got to start rising, and stop basing and eating into the whole fear of things. You know, there's so much going on, and it's a collective fear mongering, and that can keep us, you know, let's get them all vaccinated. Let's get more vaccines. Let's get everybody vaccinated. And God, we don't know what's been put into our bodies, dumbing us down, keeping us in a place of, you know, where we're just nicely going along, not putting up any fight, not putting up any resistance, not wondering, not trying to get above, not trying to, no, we just go along, and we all become regulated and robotic and kept going in a certain way, where we're all just doing what we're told. Ain't going to happen here. Ain't going to happen here. So let's see what this amazing week has in store from today up until next Sunday. And you know, my throat usually goes quite a bit when I come in on these calls, but you see, this is where we hold our truth. This is our expression. This is who we are. So, you know, there's a call now for action. There's a call for a collective kind of, let's spread the light rather than spreading the fear. Let's all get together and call in the higher power, and be sitting in that place of truth and knowing that everything will be as it's meant to be. And we send out light and light and light and light. The more fear that's created and the more we feed into it, the more we're creating more. So we send out the light to combat that darkness. Okay. And as I shuffle here, I'm just reminded of how there is a lot of sadness around as well at the moment, you know, and this loneliness that I spoke of there, which would be quite personal, I suppose, to me, in the sense of my own journey at the moment, and having to take measures and, you know, do what's right for me in my truth of who I am, whether it be from a hurt place or whatever. It's all learning, and but it's still, and it's amazing actually, because what I find as well is, even with my own family and my children, when I speak of, I'm speaking directly about my children when I say family in this context. But I had a conversation with one of my children last night, and it was like I was speaking to myself. And everything that they're experiencing, I went, oh my God, that's just what I'm experiencing. Yet they're only a teenager, and I'm the mother, and I would not have known any of that when I was that age, or even how to label it, or label might be the wrong word, but how to speak about it, or how to say what was going on. And they spoke to me earlier in the week as well about, you know, other personal stuff. And it was just amazing how I heard them speak to me as I would now be able to speak to other people. And this is coming from our teenage children. So our children are the way forward, and it's amazing how much they already know, even though they're going through their hurt as well. And as I held my child last night in my arms and let them cry, I realized that my work that I'm doing for me is allowing this to free out in my children. So what I heal in me, I'm also healing in them. And it was just, I got such a picture of, oh my God, one of those moments where you go, amazing, amazing. And if I can do this for me, to then see that my daughter or son can benefit, and you know, when they're going through their own little thing, it's hard on them, but it's amazing, because they won't have all the work to do when they get to this age, because they're doing it now. And that's wow, amazing, amazing, amazing. So let's get on with the cards. Archangel Azrael, I spoke about the work last weekend. I'm just pushing this back here a bit. Archangel Azrael was very present last weekend in the work that I was doing with the people at the Soul Voice Empowerment. Very, very powerful there. Also very much with me when I sat in space for myself there this weekend and did a lot of my own work. And Azrael is known as the angel of death, and he would come to help souls transition when they're passing. There's a card for today and tomorrow. He would come to help souls transition, and then he would also come to help the living cope with the transition of a loved one. But he also comes to help us let go of the old ways, old thoughts, old bullshit. I think I heard that in my head. I don't think that came from me. No, but the old bullshit and all of that we hold on to. And I would be a devil for it. I would be very much a holder and afraid to speak up, or afraid to say what I've wanted to say. You know, going back the years, I would, and you wouldn't think that about me because I'm always talking. But when it had come to the deep stuff about myself, especially in a public forum, if somebody upset me, I would be afraid to address that truth. But that is now changing. So you know, it's taken me, I'm 50 now, so it's taken me 50 years to get to this point. So Azrael has been coming in so strong with me. And it's that push, push, push that he will give us to get us to move forward and not be holding on to these material or physical aspects of stuff, of people or situations or things, or, you know, objects, you know, whatever it is, materially, physically within ourselves, whatever that is. So it's about pushing forward and becoming more and more into the soul essence of who we are, because that's where everything resides. And the more we can do that, the better we will be. And you know, as I said, I've always found it hard to let go. And there's another card after hopping out. So it's something that I have learned for myself, and I still have difficulty in speaking what I want to say, because it might come from a place of hurt, or be perceived as coming from a place of ego, or whatever the case may be. And I have to own it, whatever way it comes. If it's to do with me or it's to do with somebody else, well, then I have to own it and I have to express it. And that's the way I'm trying to operate now. So it's not always You know, I keep saying it's not always easy, and it's not. But, you know, it's bloody worth it, because when you do it, you're so proud of yourself. You might still have a wobble, but you're so proud of yourself for actually, you know, honoring, take the top one, honoring your truth. Okay, so there's a lot of that going on, and we have to rise into and the trust of the truth, and the truth of the trust. It's so beautiful, and my truth for me is the essence of who I am, and the truth of me is me allowing me to be seen no matter what. And I mightn't like it. I mightn't be jumping up and down about it, but I have to do it. And that's what it's all about. And our first card for today and tomorrow, so for Monday, Tuesday, is soulmate. Now, I was actually reading or looking at something, was it today or yesterday? I can't remember, but there's a lot of change going on, and we're all changing at different rates, different times, in different ways. So the soulmate connection can be quite challenged, perhaps at this moment is the word that I'm actually hearing. But for a lot of us, it's about the rise in the in ourselves, in our own ascension process, and a lot of us are just, you know, rising up, and then we're holding out our hand for our partner or loved one or whatever the case may be, family, and they're coming with us. And a lot of that is going on. So we need to be patient in that, okay? Because sometimes we would jump the gun maybe a little bit and go, oh my God, you're driving me nuts. I can't cope with this, you know, this kind of stuff. So it would be very much about just being a little patient here with the changes that are occurring, and trying to, especially in this full moon as well, guys, you know, it's like, whoa, and this soul ascension and this soul work, and people are questioning. People are questioning themselves. They're questioning, you know, what's going on in the world, you know, all this fear. So they're going deep in there into the soul. And it's not even just about soulmate. It can be just about yourself as a soul. And then your soulmate connection can be with a friend. It can be with, obviously, with your partner. It can be with your son, your daughter. It's not always about the romantic partnership. So how about having a real soul connection with yourself? And it's interesting that I was talking about the soul voice empowerment workshops, and there's an opening there for people to really come and sit and do their work. And the collective energy, when you trust it, is amazing. And how I perceived the workshop to be as the facilitator, I knew it would be amazing, but I did not know the extent of where we were going to go, because I always let spirit hold and lead me, and I just follow, which, thank God, I have that trust now, after nearly 10 years doing this, that I have learned. So when we took off on the Saturday into our work, I became, as a facilitator, I just laid it down to them, and I was kind of going, this is not coming from me, this is coming directly in. And they trusted me. Everybody in the room trusted me, and they did their work. And then afterwards in the afternoon, we took it to a level that I have never experienced before, either sitting in a group or facilitating. It was soul. It was pure soul. It was pure soul work. And this is what we're all striving towards. Whether we call it that or not, this is where we're going. And for me, soul is God. God is light. We are the light, we are the soul, and we need to really connect in there with ourselves. So every time somebody sees this card, we think it's about a romantic liaison, and it should be. It's about ourselves. The one person in this world that you should have the biggest and best and most important relationship with is yourself. So as I'm saying, be patient with you too. Be patient with your family, be patient with your children, be patient with your loved ones. But most of all, and most important, be patient with yourself. And sit a little while every day and ask to connect with your soul. And I'm going to be opening up one-to-one sessions for soul work with anybody who is, I'm laughing at the next card, who is interested in going deep and just really just going for their shit to get it out and let it go and just go. I've got this. I can do this. I'm going to do this. And not caring about what you look like, what it sounds like, because it's your soul voice and you're letting it out. And it's amazing. It's just, it amazed me anyway. So there you go. And here we are for Wednesday, Thursday, which is fabulous, because considering what I'm just saying there, and then the divine guidance card comes in. So it's saying we are guiding you here. We are showing you the way. And this is for me as much as it's for anybody watching this, whether you're watching it off my Facebook page when I post it, or whether you're watching it from my channel on YouTube. You gotta trust the guidance. And there's, as I say, some of you are really getting these kind of deja vu moments. We're getting a lot of people actually are telling me about the ringing in the ears now, and well, I'm picking it up with people, and the shadow or the light, you know, that they're seeing out of their eyes, or feeling of spirit being around them, and just that kind of sense of more going on than just the norm that we would consider. So there is definitely, but you got to trust it, guys. And again, it's like we're being shown all the time, and we're asking. Apparently, we're asking more. This is what it's not Azrael that's speaking to me now. There's an angel called Jophiel, which I'm can't say off the top of my head what they're. I think it's more from what I'm looking at here, up to the stars, like reaching for your dreams, and clearing stuff out, getting rid of the old again. So it's a little bit like Azrael there, but Azrael for me is quite forceful, and he's quite, you know, a no bullshit kind of an angel, which I'm sure they all are, but this is how I would describe him. Whereas Jophiel's energy is lighter, and it's more my, you know, I would be able to deal with Azrael, say, for example, because that's what I need that good, strong shove. Whereas other people need the very gentle. And I know Azrael can be that as well, but Jophiel seems to be coming. This is about clearing, reaching for the stars, going for your dreams, trusting in the guidance. And the guidance comes in many ways. It can be through a book you pick up. It can be through hearing other people speaking. It can be through something on the television or on the radio. And don't discount anything, because we're too quick to go, oh, that's just my imagination. That's funny, you know, that it just happened. That's just, you know, how we say, well, what a coincidence. It's not a flippant coincidence. It's a flippant synchronicity, and it's been sent. So you got to start trusting it, right? So trust the guidance that's coming in for you as well on this week, right? Because people are changing. Jobs are changing. Careers are changing. People are moving house. People are moving careers. People are just changing. And you got to roll with it. We got to roll with it. People are leaving the country. People, it's like there's just a shift. There's a whole shift of the collective. So it's coming and going and moving, and ups and downs, ins and outs, and it's getting more rapid. So we're being brought to where we need to be. We're finding our niche, and it's definitely coming, right? So trust in this guidance. Now I don't know what this last card is, but I'm feeling a sense of the flipping power rising. This huge, you know, we need more people like us. We need to be speaking. We need to be gathering. We need to be, you know, bringing in this light, bringing it, letting Mother Earth rise, bringing in the power to save the planet. Instead of going into fear mode, we need to be rising in light, not in fear. So we got to do that. Oh, I love it. Okay. And here we are. Truth and integrity. Are we doing all that we should be doing for ourselves? First and foremost, always ourselves first, because we fill from, you know, you can't drink from an empty cup. Your car, your engine cannot run on without, you know, a full tank or something in the tank. We got to keep filling that tank first. Your truth. And back for winter solstice, we had a retreat, and the word that I got for it was truth. which I got probably back in the August, September time, or October time, in the lead up to what we were going to be doing. And the truth, my own truth, has been coming in rapidly ever since. So that's what I'm saying. Everything that I say to you is also for me. So this is collective. So the truth, the truth, the truth. I am the truth of my light. I am the light of my truth, which was it was a little mantra that came to me, and we sang it. So it was like, I am the truth of my light. I am the light of my truth. Aho, aho, aho. I am the truth of my light. You got to keep thinking that. Who am I? I am the truth. I am the light. I'm the light of my truth. I am the truth of my light. I want to be. I ask for. I'm honoring it. I want to be. So your truth is coming, guys. So I would suggest maybe that you get ready for your truth, because there are a lot of us still, myself included. I'm still battling speaking up where I need to speak up, and I'm still, we kind of hide the truth even from ourselves. We're very good at it. Because then we have to do something about it once we kind of go there. So if you want it, if you want change, well, then you have to admit the truth, whether it's about you or whether it's about somebody else. So I'm not saying you have to tell them what their truth is, but you have to admit to yourself what the truth is in you, perhaps about this other person, or your truth for them. That's all. It's not that you have to tell them who they are. You can express how you feel because of them, which is your truth. It's not their truth. So you gotta be in your truth. And the throat chakra, as I said there, it's not way down here anymore, guys. It's up here. And it's just waiting to come out. So, do you wish to express yourself? What is it that you're holding on to? What is it that you're not letting go of? Because you see, that will all affect you in your throat and of course in the physical body, because anything that we're holding does come out physically in the body. So if it's up here, it'll become physical. So I have these lovely little angel meditation cards, which I took out for last weekend actually as well. And I hadn't had them out in the longest time, and they're just gorgeous. So I'm just going to pull one for you as well, just for to honor this month, they're saying. So just in case I don't get back on for the rest of the month. But I think they're just making me cover my ass here. But I have no guarantee when I'll be back on, because my life is very busy. I have lots happening, and it's not always easy to get in and do this, but I will try. So there she goes. Okay. Now, these are just little beautiful little cards. They have that lovely symbol. They're tiny, look. And then they all have their little individual message. So you can see here that this is the angel of unity, okay? And, now, funny that we're talking about truth and integrity. I am a channel for the expression of union among all beings. At the soul center, we know a feeling of perfect union that inspires compassion and empathy towards all beings. The power of union removes barriers and dissolves indifference. When two or more people are united in the name of love and truth, there is an overflowing of spiritual energies that fulfills everyone with their gifts. So, collective gathering. And speaking of collective gatherings, I do a drum circle, and now a monthly drum circle up on Loughcrew, not on the mountain, but in the workspace up there in the megalithic centre in County Meath. Absolutely amazing space to work. I'm also now running sound baths up there twice a month. So the drum circle is on a Monday night once a month. I think our next one is the end of this month, which is, I think it's the 27th, 29th, the last Monday of the month. Our next sound bath will be next Thursday night, not this week, the following week, and on it goes. And I'm running retreats up there as well. I will be running a summer solstice retreat and other retreats over the course of the year. for different, some shamanic, some, well, they're kind of all a mixture, but I'll be very specifically doing a shamanic one and then the soul voice empowerment ones as well, because they're huge and they will be huge. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all who are on my channel, and thank you all for all the shares and comments and everything on Facebook as well. I'm so grateful, and thank you all for your support and for tuning in. So see you all soon. God bless.